welcome back everybody to World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition. My name as always is Maxwell, and today I've got a couple of videos for you from the M4 Sherman. So I'm wanting to be working my way up the American heavy line, but what I've decided to do is go the route of the M4 Sherman and the E2 Sherman. Now, I'll get a little more into that, reasons behind that in a second. So I've gone the M4 Sherman instead of going to the T1 Heavy at Tier 5. Now, the reasons for that is it's always best to keep your options open in this game, especially when you're wanting to go and move on to higher tiers. So the reason I've gone the M4 Sherman to the E2 Sherman is because from the E2 Sherman you can then transition across to the T20, which is a Tier 7 medium tank, and you can also transition across to the T29, which is the Tier 7 heavy tank. Now, really, in hindsight, I should have done exactly the same thing with the Germans. It's possible to go to the 3001H and then onto the Panther Mark 1, and then that allows you to transition across to the Panther Mark 2, I want to say. It gets a little confusing around the mid-tiered American, not American, it gets a little bit confusing around the mid-tiered German mediums. I want to say that maybe it goes across from the 3001H to the 3002D maybe, but basically you get one German medium tank which allows you to transition to the Panther Mark 1 or the Tiger. And instead of going the 3601, I probably should have done that again just to keep options open. But, like I said, hindsight is 2020. And I really do want to play, I did really want to play as the 3601 rather than any other tank. I really wanted that Cornish gun. And as you've seen, I mean, I've picked up a Radley Walters medal in that tank, so it's no slouch. It's definitely a good one to use. So, I mean, I may go back and I might want to unlock the German mediums at some point, but it just means I'm going to have to try a little bit harder. But I'm going to be doing it right the first time, because basically doing this allows me to skip the T1 Heavy and the M6 Heavy, which are arguably some of the worst American tanks in the line. The E2 Sherman, being a medium tank, still has a half-decent hit point pool. But even ignoring the hit point pool, it actually has pretty good armor as well. It has 102 armor on the front, and it's very nicely sloped on the front, so the thing plays a little bit more like a heavy rather than a medium anyway. A little bit unfortunate I didn't get the kill on that Stug there, but travel time of the derp cannon on this tank is pretty horrendous, as you can see there, but it does get a derp cannon, so it's able to do some good work. It's a little bit unfortunate I didn't get the kill on him either, but that was a very, very long-ranged shot. So yeah, the E2 Sherman plays a lot more like a heavy tank than a medium anyway, so it's not really like I'm going to be missing out on much as it is. So, and I mean, the T20 medium is definitely a tank I'm going to want to play, because I think on the PC version, I've got something crazy like a 65 or 68% win rate solo with the T20, non-platooned, all of those games. So it's definitely a very good medium tank for its tier, so I'm definitely going to want to play that at some point. I have a blind shot at that Churchill there. I have no idea if it hits, but this game's running fairly even at the moment. The problem we have is our numbers are fairly thinned out here, and they are camping pretty successfully in those bushes to the left there. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I really should have hit that shot. A lot of times I say the word camping, but I don't mean camping as a negative connotation. I just mean camping as in that's where they are and they haven't moved. But really I should say defending. So they're defending from those bushes on the left pretty successfully. Although I suppose a couple of them are camping. There's a Panzer IV and a Ram 2 in there. And those being medium tanks, they definitely shouldn't be still at the spawn location when the game is sort of 5 minutes in. The tank destroyer that was in there, you can kind of understand. But there's a Ram 2 and a Panzer IV there. And that is a little bit camping when you've got two medium tanks. But with this game being pretty damn close, you can kind of understand. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of hanging around here because I want somebody else to make a move across the centre there. before I make a move myself. I see that somebody is heading up, so what I want to do is I want to try and make it to this wreck here, which is going to provide a little bit of cover. Hopefully I wasn't spotted too badly coming into this location, and then I should hopefully be close enough if I am spotted that when they fire I can see them in return. I see that our medium tank's making a move across the centre, so I'm going to sit here until hopefully someone gets spotted out and I'm ready to make a move here. Only problem with the M4 Sherman is it doesn't have decent armour like any of its successors. It's more like the E8, so it's not very well armoured at the front. It's only 60-something armour. But it does, like I said, have this derp cannon, which if you penetrate, you are able to do obscene amounts of damage. So I've fired now, so I'm almost certainly going to be revealed. And there we go, the detected pops up. Think about having a shot at that ram there, and there's the Panzer IV fire. Now I realise I'm taking too much damage here. There's 3 of them all going to be focus firing on me, and that wreck isn't providing nearly enough cover. So I advance forward to this rock. And there's nothing I could have done in this situation. I'm caught between a rock and a hard place, literally. We've got tanks in front of me and tanks to the side of me, and this rock's providing just enough cover. Although the thing we've got to remember is they have artillery. Now this ram fires, and I know he's got a very fast reload time, so I've got to back off straight away. And as you're about to see, a shot comes in from the rear. And I think to myself, any second now the artillery comes, and there it is. And that's me taken out. But I've included this clip just because, I mean, I did end up getting top damage, top XP in that game, so it was a pretty decent one anyway. And we did go on to win. But this next one should be a lot more interesting. It's an encounter battle on the mines. I just wanted to include that first one just so you can see even when you get destroyed, you can still be pivotable, like some kind of weird chair. You can be pivotal in your team's road to victory if you play correctly and just go down fighting. So obviously from the advanced position that I was in that map, my allies were able to close in around the guys that were left, and we were able to pick up the victory on that one. So this being an encounter battle and me being in a medium tank, I'm going to do my favourite tactic, which is run to the centre and try and take the hill, and that will allow you to fire down on the enemy team. So I'm the only one making a run for the hill, but I do see on the mini-map that I've got 2 tank destroyers kind of loitering around in the background, and as we see here is the E4 Sherman, which is the premium one. So I know he hasn't got fantastic penetration. He has half decent armor and mobility, but I know that this tank, the one that I'm in, is more than a match for him, especially with me having the derp gun. And I see to the right hand side there that a couple of our tank destroyers have gotten in position now. So I'm just going to try and sit back here and lure him into coming further up the hill. Now really his mistake here is just coming up the hill. He should have just abandoned it really and tried to fight with someone else, because as you see he takes a massive amount of damage there, and I'm able just to reload at my leisure and take him out. And there was nothing he was going to be able to do there. Assaulting the hill up against me was just, it was a fool's errand, to be honest. So I'm going to have a poke around the edge of the hill there, and I see that there's a couple of tanks there, but I don't really want to poke out too far, because I'm going to take some damage doing that, as you can see. And there's also 4 or 5 enemy tanks closing in on the base. I mean, we've got a base capture going, and to be honest, I'd prefer the base capture not to complete, so we get more time to shoot people and get damage. But I still don't want all of our tanks to get destroyed. Now, this is the first mistake I make in this game, is really what I should have done. Rather than taking that shot there where I could see hardly any of the Wolverine, I should have driven forward to this position first, and that would have allowed me a much clearer shot on the Wolverine. As you can see with the cannon, the derp cannon on this, it's going to really easily penetrate the weak side armor of that Wolverine. I was able to do his full 360 hit points in a single shot. Panzer III comes around the corner. I tried to find a weak spot on the front of his armor, but all of that armor is strong enough to stop the pretty awful penetration of this derp cannon. Same with the Stug. There's no real weak spot that I'm going to be able to penetrate, but I am going to be able to do damage. I realise I've still got almost full hit points, so I can definitely take a shot from this Panzer III and then return with the kill shot on him. So I just allow myself to take that hit, knowing that I've got the hit points to be able to just soak that one up. And then that just leaves this Stug 3 hidden behind the building there. I wait around for probably a little bit too long, but I just think to myself, this Ram 2 may chase him out the front. But then again, we've got another tank destroyer and another medium tank closing in from that front there. So really, he's not going to come out. And in fact, he's been destroyed now. See another tank destroyer here, but again, he's well hidden behind that building there. I'm going to see if I can get an angle on him, but I'm not particularly hopeful. And I do want to be careful of the enemy artillery, because in the last game, that was the death of me, getting hit in the face by artillery. They probably wouldn't even need a penetrating hit at this point, as I only have about 200 and some hit points. And I'm just scanning the enemy base there, just in case the artillery gets revealed. So now I'm going to do a little bit of cliff diving, which is hang over the edge of the cliff and try and get some side shots on some of these guys. And this is the second and last mistake I make in the game, that I have a really quick shot at that AT2 without considering or taking my time. Really, I should have shot at the Panzer III-4 first, as he's a one-shot kill and his armor's a lot weaker. As it is though, just wait for the cannon to reload. Aim a little bit higher this time on the side armor of the AT2, just so I don't get nothing but track damage. And now it is a case of hunt down the artillery. But the guys in the base are persistent that they're going to go for the base capture rather than allow us to get the artillery, who is revealed on the absolute other side of the map. So don't think I'm going to be able to get a shot on him, especially not with the accuracy of this cannon. I have a shot there just because I know other people are going to be closing in on him and he's on his way, running away. So that was really my only chance. A little bit of a shame there that I didn't quite get a Top Gun medal. Picked up 5 kills there. So it would have been nice to get that kill on the M7 at the end. But, well, you know, that's how it goes. You don't want to go begging people for a Top Gun medal. If it happens, it's great. If it doesn't, oh well, you still had a pretty damn good game with 5 kills. No fantastic awards there. Master Gunner and a second class mastery. Detected 3, destroyed 5. As you can see, their second best damage and top XP. So not a bad little game in the M4 Sherman. So that's going to be it for this edition of World of Tanks Xbox 360. Hope you enjoyed this look at the M4 Sherman. And I hope it's persuaded you to go try it out for yourself with that awesome derp cannon. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you found it entertaining, informative, and useful, then definitely consider hitting that like and favorite button and leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you're not already, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, because there's going to be a lot more World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition videos in the future. I've been Maxwell, and I will catch you guys next time.